Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So it's August 1st, which is my birthday, which is also the time that I do my annual shop sale. So I thought we'd do a bit of a video today to show you what is in the shop in terms of journals, and I'll just kind of talk a little about the other stuff. So I'm going to be doing 50% off all of my digitals for the first 7 days of August 1st through 7th, which will be the same as the sale that I do on journals. All journals will be 20% off in my shop. And for something like a junk journal, that's actually quite a nice discount because they're a lot of work. So yes, anyways, but I thought what I would do is just kind of give you a quick run through of what I have, the books that I still have that you've possibly seen some or all of them before, depending on how much you're around. So I thought I'd do like a quickie flip through of all of them, like a little flippity flip, nothing super detailed. So let's get started with Nedra. George Barr McCutcheon. This is a beautiful book, a beautiful old book, and it has such a nice warm feel and theme to it. It is really pretty inside. It's got all sorts of great ephemera. Most of these books are going to be stuffed with ephemera. The book itself is from 1905. For any and all of the journals that I show you today, if you just search on my channel for the name or the kind of theme of the journal, you will find it. If you look in my shop, you will see them there, and I do link all the videos in the shop, in the listing. So if you have any questions, or if you can't find what you're looking for, a certain video and you're struggling to find it, just let me know because I will be happy to help you find it. So this is just a quickie, not doing every single page, just showing you like what is in here a bit. Lots of fun stuff in this one. Okay, so that is that one. So that is Nedra. I enjoyed making this book. The whole cover was lovely sealed because it is such an old book, and I wanted to keep that beautiful imagery there. So I'll set that one aside. Now the next couple I'll show you'll probably remember because they're the big series that I did on Beatrix Potter. So we did two big scrapbooks. The junk journal is gone, but I still have the two big scrapbooks, and these are really great. I'll just kind of open up one and show it to you. So this is volume 1. And, they are big books that have lots and lots of ephemera in them. Need to move my camera out of the way there. But they have loads of space for, using this as a scrapbook. You'll have a lot of room to put, your memories in, maybe children memories. These would be great childhood kind of books. Lots of pockets and envelopes, lots of ephemera. Lots of different sort of, individual stories from Beatrix Potter went in here, and I had a blast making these. I really love these books. Just want to kind of give you a little idea of what's in here in case you weren't with me for the series that I did on Beatrix Potter. I loved that series. That was a really fun deep dive. So there are two of these, and they're big, puffy, beautiful books. The covers are a lot of fun, all hand painted, and like they're that tufted, stuffed leather. Okay. And then if you've been around recently, I'm showing you Songs of the Sea. Now I should say, any of the books that you see in this video, I'm filming this video a little bit ahead of August 1st because I couldn't do it on August 1st because I want to launch it on August 1st. So in the event any of these books are no longer available, you may come across that prior to the sale. I should also mention that the sale will only be from August 1st to 7th. I won't be able to honor discounts for purchases before or after that time. That's just how, these little flash sales work. But yeah, this one is an ocean themed book, so all things mermaids, ship captains, and pirates, and it's very stuffed with ephemera. This is a huge book. It's really lovely. It's the most recent journal at this time that I've completed, and it will be included because I didn't want to sort of single out newer things from older things. I just want to kind of offer it all up, because what is the fun of, having a big birthday party sale like this if you don't just include everything? So then the next one is Esther Reed Yet Speaking. This is a beautiful book. I made my own millinery flowers on here. It is some vintage embroidery on the spine. It's a chunky little cozy handheld book, stitching on the spine. It's one of the pansy books, which are just renowned for being very, very pretty. And this one has lots of nature, fun, kind of feminine themes, lots of vintage and handmade ephemera. It's quite a packed book as well. Lots of dyed papers, as with all my books, poetry, eco-printed fabric, lots of beautiful illustrations from books. This has some lace, botanicals, and interesting folios, wallpaper, handmade marbled paper, Japanese handmade paper, all sorts of fun things, vintage photos. So that is Esther Reed Yet Speaking. I'm tempted to keep some of these myself. Then I have just a simple little journal here. These are one of my Coptic stitch books that I've done. This one has a hidden spine, and this is a Richard Scarry cover, and inside we have these little pinwheels, and the pages look like this. They're just like little log pages. It's just a fun little, smaller writing book. These are much lower in cost than my full junk journals, but the discount will apply. Then I have 3 of these left. So these were the flea market style traveler's notebooks that I did a whole how to make video series on, and this is all I have left from all of them. I think I made about 16 of them in total, and so this is what's left. We have 3, and I realized that I made so many at the time that I made them that I actually forgot to list a few of them, so I think that's kind of why they hung around. Sometimes I do that. I will make a book or a series of books. Usually it's when I do a series of books I completely miss a few listing a few. There's all sorts of cool ephemera. These have a very eclectic flea market style about them. Lots of different techniques in here when I did this series, right? Because we did a folio a day of all different kinds of things using all different materials, and they're really great. I've actually used a couple of them when I've went on vacation and taken them along with me and had like a little place to write about my whatever's going on my vacation. So they're all very different. There are flip throughs of these individual books as well on my channel here. So the first one is called Cutout Paper Dolls, that has the owl on the front. This one is called Honeybees Were Flying By, with this beautiful little girl on front. And then the other one that has a pocket on the front over here is The Perils of the Ocean. And I named them because those were the snippets of words or whatever that I had put on there. This one has a pocket on the front and on the back on the outside of the journal. So there's 3 of those. Then we have this little lavender journal. I completely forget the name of it, but you'll see it. It's in the shop. So inside, this is a fabric cover made from a vintage dress, and it is like a purple theme, but lots of nature, eclectic, kind of just a nice book. Honestly, it's just lots of beautiful things, purpley tones. Lots of botanicals, some fairy tale things, vintage ephemera, a bit of magic, vintage photographs, birds, hand-dyed papers. Yeah, just a really fun little book. And the fun thing with this book, so you tie it back up here, and it's got a couple really cute buttons on front, and the collar of the dress. I really tried to make use of how cute the dress was in how I designed this book. And then on back we have this is a little fold out wallet pocket that can be opened, and it rolls out and there's more writing space, and it has this beautiful spine dangle. Then we have Ludo. Ludo is a big chunky journal, but it's also a little handheld size, and it's made from a reproduction vintage board game that was called Ludo. And I just love these gnomey kind of characters, these woodland characters, and that is kind of the theme of the journal, like a little woodland gnomes, cute, you know, probably a more childlike kind of cute woodland theme than a more dark or serious theme woodland book. But lots of things like, you know, frogs and toads, fairy tales and poetry, botanical things, and this is the original little board game box. Lots of gnomes, lots of old book kind of things. It's a very, very cute little book. All sorts of goodies inside. Would even be a nice kind of starter journal for a young writer or junk journaler. I think it would inspire a lot of joy for a young person. I love this image. And then, you know, for those of us who've never grown up like me, right? Pockets on both of the edges of the book, or sorry, the insides of the book, pockets in both. And the cover is fabric, and it has the original board game stitched to it. So, and on the spine also I customized the spine. Little game pieces here on the spine. So that's Ludo. Then we have the Manor with this fun cover. These are wired, and this is a authentic old cabinet card with this like kind of crease in it. I just love the feel of this book. Let's open this up. So this has a really fun theme to it. Lots of ephemera. Kind of an antique-y gallery type feel with some botanicals, some architectural and furniture type details, antique-y kind of things, you know, antique ledger, old feeling things, some really interesting folios, old music, boiled book and dyed papers, vintage photographs, really cool illustrations and vintage cards, cabinet cards and old advertisements. All sorts of fun things. Some 49 and Market, Chapter 1 papers, hand-dyed paper, old authentic ephemera, old photographs of interesting things. That was a spoon race. Just all sorts of cool stuff. So that's the Manor. Okay. Then I have another of the little Coptic stitched books, and this is a little Richard Scarry kind of on the go travel-y kind of book, and the pages in it match this kind of colorway of like almost like a like a UK kind of colors, the red, the blue, the white. There's some teal hand-dyed papers in there, and they just kind of go in a fun pattern. And then I've made it in a nice pattern on the back so that the spine would look really cute. I love making those little Coptic books. And then we have the moth book that we made together. So this is the Magical Moth. This book has my digital collection, the Magical Moth, inside of it. And there is so much fun, like, techniques and ephemera in this book. Lots of hand-dyed papers, stenciling, really beautiful old book pages. A lot of, like, focused, interesting ephemera. I did like an end-to-end make series on this book, but I didn't quite finish it. I did some of it on my own because I just was wanting to. So yeah, all things moth and moth lore. Beautiful fabric. Lots of beautiful moths. I also make use of Release the Craftin moths in here. Eco-printed papers. Lots of really interesting imagery. This is like a braille, black braille children's book. Yeah, so that is the Magical Moths, or Moth Magic book. The Magical Moth, I think, is the actual title. Then we have Willistil. So this is like a lady's, kind of nature field guide, logbook kind of book. Love the cover so much. It's got eco-printed fabric on this handmade spine, big spine with hand-spun yarns, hand-dyed fabric and jute, and then the back is the original front book cover of this big tree. Lots of fun, like, see the profile's very nice, and it's a nice flexible spine that I've backed in eco-printed fabric, and this is just a wonderful nature lovers kind of book. This one, I feel like if this one and a few of these, I'm like, if these don't go, I'm going to keep them because I just really love so much of what went on in these books. What was this holding? This paper clip. I don't think, oh yeah, this. It's holding this. That was going to be on, well no, it's going to be on here, yeah. So this is like a big envelope that has ephemera inside and fabric. See, just a really lovely book. Lots of nature, kind of gardeny. These great little chipmunk vintage photographs. These big pocket envelopes from a garden journal. Lots of eco-printed papers and fabrics. Boiled book pages, hand-dyed papers. The woodland kit from Stamperia. Field guide. Fun ephemera. Lots of insects and plants. Hand-dyed papers. Interesting details. Fish and mushrooms. Some of my paper dolls. Beautiful children's books. Watercolory things. Vintage postcards. Butterflies and birds. Interactive things. Laminated leaves. This cottage here at the end is a fun piece of ephemera, and yeah, it's a beautiful book. I really like this one. I like them all. That's why they're like my children. I kind of, spend lots of time imbuing them with love before I send them out into the world. This is Waverly's Novels, and it is another nature-y fun book with a fabric spine with some jute, some ivy, just another beautiful kind of spine, and the back has this lovely embossing. It has a nice scruffy kind of profile. The cover is just unreal beautiful in this book. Could not say no to it. It's just too lovely. So then this has like a tie made from eco-dyed fabric. It's like a bit of a scruffy, scrappy fabric. There we go. Then, again, a fun, interactive nature journal with lots of interesting things going on. Vintage photography and insects. Boiled book pages. Lots of nature. We have catkins, vintage library cards, ducks, fish, paintings, the original book cover, really fun book pages from nature books, lots of hand-dyed papers, again some of that woodland kit, more eco-printed papers, a Smokey the Bear vintage advertisement, vintage photography, lots and lots of nature, great colors, lots of bright colors and greens, lots of flips and large journal cards. This one has a pink ruffle, butterflies and snapping turtle, a bullfrog, this fun journal card, laminated, really beautiful art, paintings from books, very detailed ephemera pieces, tree bark, lots of very detailed ephemera actually from different challenges that I've done, verse and poetry, all sorts of fun stuff. So that is Waverly Novels. And next we have a nice chunky journal in a lovely fabric cover with a buckle here. You just unbuckle it like that. And this comes off entirely. This is a vintage hanky with this beautiful rooster and hen, a little family with a hedgehog, and lots of fun vintage and floral beautiful fabrics. And then it has this big lace pocket inside, the nice big journal card. Other ephemera over here. Lots of pockets at the back here, and this is one of my kind of commonplace journals that has sort of like an underlying feel to it rather than a theme, kind of like golds and yellows and a bit of nature and childlike things, verse, all sorts of fun stuff in this book. Dyed papers, feathers. Oh, this is a fun little interactive owl card with the moving eyes. You see that? A little acorn tuck spot. Yep, lots of fun nature-y stuff. Button card. Kate Greenaway, loads of dyed papers, sprayed papers, children's writing papers, interesting photography, bright colors, really an eclectic and fun journal. Yep. So then this one, the way it closes, it's like a flip and a flop. And you just kind of hold that piece of ephemera there so that when you flop it close, it's like that. And you just put your belt back on your journal. Like so. tighten it up, come around and just give it a tuck. There's like a stitched kind of border on the end here that makes this a little wider so it doesn't untuck. So it just acts like a nice little belt for your journal. Okay, then a couple more of the Coptic stitch books. So this big tall one, I love this one. This is the Richard Scarry schoolhouse one, and it's just got white pages inside, and they're nice. They lay very flat. They're very easy to work in. So there's that one, and then this one, just some beautiful, this was like a really big book, and I loved the botanicals in it, so I wanted to make like a pastel kind of colored Coptic notebook with it. So that's those. And then we have Nora's Stars. So Nora's Stars is a book, it's a storybook journal based on the book Nora's Stars by a Japanese author. And it has this lovely, very detailed spine dangle. So this is like a sleep dream kind of story. So it has lots of things going on along the lines of that theme. Beautiful papers, lots of ephemera, and it does tell the story. I do have a flip through of this journal on my channel. Fun ephemera. Bit of lace, lots of like shaker cards and things like that. This big moon, some of my paper dolls, hand-dyed papers, verses, little collages. Yep. But yeah, that is Nora's Stars. Okay. And then I have another of these belted journals. Another eclectic one. So this one has more of a rainbowy kind of cover, and it's like a patchwork sewn cover, and it has really fun, colorful fabrics, as you can see. So then we can just take the belt right off. Oops, that little thread stuck to it there. And again, it's like a flippity flop journal. So on the inside we have this big pieces of lace to make internal pockets for these bits of ephemera here. We have a piece of a zip up tag, has a zipper on it, and then a big shaker card that goes in here. And again, kind of an eclectic feeling book. Dyed papers. Interesting papers, lots of glue downs and botanicals, children's writing paper, lots of fun collages, botanical things, tickets, another fun shaker card, jelly prints, and this is a cabinet card that I laminated with a maple seed that I gilded inside. I just thought it went really, really cool together. This is a fun journal card inside there. All sorts of fun ephemera swatches. That's from Release the Craftin'. Fun like see-through paper and watercolory ink paper, vintage advertising, Kate Greenaway, my little paper dolls, over the page journal cards. This is like a seed packet booklet with writing space inside. Just cute things. yeah, that's that book. And the little belt just goes back on, same like the other one. You just give it a tighten. Come back around and just tie it through. I just kind of slip it behind like that, and so it just hangs. Okay, so next is the Curiosa collection. So I will show you these. These books are statement pieces for sure. They were like something that I'd had in my mind for a long time that I wanted to make. They all have these really interesting sculptural collage covers. They're all different. They have the same theme of essentially Curiosa. So this one is Makes Poetry for You. It has a vintage Ken and Barbie on the front, some jewelry, Luster's muffins, advertising this pencils ad, this felt heart, this little Makes Poetry for You book spine, and a bottle with a doll in it on the edge of the book. I will not go through all of these books because there's a few. So this was a series. I think I had like 20 of these books, and I think I have about 7 of them left. So typically when I make books, they usually sell relatively quickly. Sometimes, you know, they don't. Like, it's a random thing when you make books, right? You have to appeal to the right kind of people, you know, with a certain theme. Somebody might grab it because it's personal to them, etc. There's lots of different reasons that people decide on certain books but not others. So these all have essentially a theme of Curiosa. So you're going to find boiled book antique doll pages, you know, rusty carbonated leaves, cabinet cards, both handmade and antique, darker kind of themed, interesting things like from voyages, strange, surreal photography. This is a memoriam card for a funeral. Yeah, all sorts of interesting and surreal, cool things. Cabinet of Natural Curiosities, essentially. This is cork. So I'll just kind of go through one of them and show you what's sort of typical inside these books. I will read you the title as I go through so that you can look up the flip through for that particular book on my channel if you would like. In the listings on Etsy, I do provide a few photographs of, you know, what is in the books. So depending on how much detail you're looking for. I know sometimes I have quite a few people who say, I want that book. I didn't even watch the flip through. I just think like it's up my alley. So it's kind of cute like that. I like people who like to just surprise themselves. It's very sweet. So that one is Makes Poetry for You. So set that one aside over here. And next we have Magic Mirror. These are nice chunky books. So we have this woodcut angel here. This is a 1949. These are all Ontario Weekly Notes. They were legal books. We have a rusty old handle on here. This old radio dial, a stained and dyed doily, a cabinet card, and then this says Magic Mirror. So again, I won't go through each of them or we'll be here forever. There are flip throughs. If you search Magic Mirror, you will find it. This one is also the same book series. They all are. This one's 1944. The difference with this one is it has a red cover instead of that amber color. This one has a woodcut doll. This large cabinet card. This is Dark Dusty Attic. This is a shell and some typewriter keys, a little number code thing, and it has this metal book label on it. Just stack these back here neatly so that nobody goes tumbling. Then this one is You're Not Dreaming. It has this wooden ticket on the spine. This is a large cabinet card. This is an antique dental mold. It has been fully sanitized. It is not real teeth. These are like makers, molds for dentist's office, so they can demonstrate to you, like, this is what braces will look like on your teeth. They're all clean, sanitized fully. Don't worry, I wouldn't put anything on a book that would be like, dangerous. And they're antique. And then this is I actually made this from paper, though it looks like metal. It's this rusty technique that I did as part of a Global Land video. This is an antique silver fork that I got in Maryland, and this is a domino and a paper fasteners ad, and that one has a gold tie keeping it closed. 1947 Ontario Reports. This one has a nice green label on the edge. The others, I think, are red. Yeah, red and black. This one is dark and mysterious. It has a jar with this bunny doll in it. It has handmade paper in the back, another of these fun dental molds. These are all, everything on here, this will move a little bit, but it won't come off. They're all braided through and attached very, very well. It has this little handle here that sticks out of the cabinet card. This tab here that says 65, a little car key there that's wired on, and it has a forest green tie to keep it closed. Two more to go in the Curiosa collection. So this is Beyond Realistic, and this one actually I'm surprised has not gone yet. It's my favorite. It's 1950 Ontario Weekly Notes. It has this wooden key ring on the edge. Then it has this Maryline Bastion wooden frame on the front. So this is elastic with an acorn top, and that's what keeps it closed. This is an authentic cabinet card that I've attached to it. This is Maryline Bastion's art. You open it up and you have more Maryline Bastion birds, and then this is another unbelievably beautiful vintage cabinet card or antique cabinet card. Isn't she gorgeous? And it says In Her Garden. So that closes up, and then you use the little acorn on the elastic to just keep it closed. Then we have two more acorn tops, and this is a locally made marbled paper back here, a little rusty bit up here, and then this is a rusted like lock closure that's been braided on here, and it has a teal tie to keep it closed. And then the last one for the Curiosa collection is The Strange and Wonderful, and I love this one too. So we have this big doll on the spine. 1947 Ontario Weekly Notes. This is a vintage cabinet card or antique cabinet card, an old radio dial, two silver forks, a piece of driftwood, and then this edition kind of tag, and it's got this chestnut brown tie keeping it closed. Yeah, so that's the Curiosa collection that I have left. Then just going to stack these carefully. Okay. Then we have The Broad Highway. This is a beautiful book. It uses the Tanglewood collection, paper collection from Miles Beyond the Moon. So this is the authentic old book, just a beautiful old book. And it has this on the edge. This is some jute and this really fun little, these are really early little baby acorns. So it's a whole sprig of them and some nice brown lace. It has this closure here. It's just some brown seam binding. It has a really pretty profile. And then you open it up, and I've stitched a crow feather here that's been fully cleaned and sanitized. We have some vintage photography. Look at that lovely old postcard. Isn't that just gorgeous? This is some velvet paper that is the end papers, and so Tanglewood Tales, and it begins, and it has these little tabs that says Song of the Stars. It's kind of got like a brown, blue, and eco theme with a bit of gold. Just really a lovely little book. I love the cabbage dyed papers and ruffles. This amazing deer. Little slide there. It's eyeletted in the book. We have fairies and curiosity frogs, botanicals, more of those lovely little deer. This is a little glass bulb pin. Love is like magic, and it will always be, for love still remains life's sweet mystery. Nature, magic. Just lots of fun stuff going on. And then that one ties closed as well. Okay, just a few more to go. So a couple more little Coptic stitch books. This is our little chipmunk friend here with the dandelion. And inside, it's just got lots of little dyed papers. And inside each one of the signatures, I've added one page of just a nice botanical. So there's like vintage botanical books and hand-dyed papers. And that's what makes up this sweet little Coptic stitch. And then this one, again, love this shape and format. Gilded the spine on this one. Love this illustration. Hand-dyed paper on back. This one has all hand-dyed logbook. It's coffee dyed and my own dye recipe. So just blotchy and fun. A great little notebook. And we have two of these, and these are my year-long kind of nature note books. I don't know if you've been seeing me journaling in mine, but I am journaling in mine. I'm doing my nature journaling for the year. So this one, they're both made inside Vintage Reader's Digest. This one has an interesting fun binding. This one has a straight binding, also fun, both with yellow waxed linen, and these are elastics. This is a pen holder, so it just clips on the front. So it has, the way that these books are set up is it uses my digital kit. It's like nature notes for the whole year. So you come to January, you get some info about January. These are nice high quality pages, sketchbook paper, and you have a few blank. Sorry about that, I had to change batteries. I'm a bit of a gabbergaw. So then you have your calendar that can work for any year. You can say what month it is, obviously January, week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have Monday through Sunday. And then you get another couple blank pages. Then you get another one of these. So for each month, you've got 5 weeks, right? So that you can, it depends, how long your week is. So we have January, February. At the beginning and end of each month, you're going to get that separate, the end of the month, the beginning of the next month, kind of colorful, beautiful pages. I also have this as a digital kit in my shop that comes with like a nature wheel and some instructions. You can get that in my Etsy shop or in my Patreon shop. So there's 2 of those. They are the same inside essentially, except that like this one has different paper at the beginning, so, and at the end. But otherwise they are completely the same. So that's those 2. Then the very last book that I have left is Philippa, and this is a beautiful old book in this amazing green, Mrs. Molesworth, and I have sealed this whole book because you can tell it's been through some things, but I have made it like very, very durable. You are not going to hurt this book. So it ties closed with green lace and gold seam binding, so it's got two ties there. I wanted to kind of make it feminine and pretty. Then you open it on up and you've got a green naturey kind of theme here. Kind of this is like Philippa's story of like her, her nature, her life in nature. I'm very inspired by those kind of stories. This has an interesting folio here. It's a whole signature inside a wrapped in folio. So maybe you could write your secrets in there. We've got like verses from Vintage Ideals magazines, original book pages. Lots of like green and botanical, animal, bees kind of themes. Lots of beautiful nature. Illustrations, photography. Bit of food here and there, like wild food. Envelopes and just fun, cute things. And again, you can look up on my channel, if you search for Philippa, you will find the full flip through of this journal where I explain all of it. The back, we have this fun pocket here that's made from this amazing green lace, cabbage dyed paper, and then more of the green lace. And this is using some digitals, I think from the Junk Journal Studio as well. Yeah, it has that green velvet paper inside. It's so beautiful. So that is Philippa. So that brings me to the end of the journals that are available in my sale in my shop. So just a few reminders. This sale runs beginning today, August the 1st, until August the 7th. All of the journals in my shop are 20% off. No coupon code needed, and they are free shipping to the US. What else? Oh, all of my digitals will be 50% off for the same range of August 1st to 7th. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for this kind of bookshelf review of what I have left in terms of journals and things. I hope you will come visit me, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye for now.